Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back, and let's get right into it. We are playing Chevalier's route, and I believe this should be the final chapter and lead us to the best ending. What a brilliant day. The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and we're likely to finish hanging this banner. Now we hurry up. Here's prickly as ever, said his lord. I was gonna say pickly. Chevalier looks up at Waltz, who is crouched on a wooden beam above the stage, waiting for Chevalier to hand him the other end of the banner. The three of them are hanging at the most central spring festival decoration, a banner sewn by many of the townsfolk. It's cute. It was just yesterday that Emmeline and Anise oversaw its creation. Brain slowed down. You know, like when you read too fast and like your brain just skips over words. Yeah. It happens sometimes. The day before that, Chevalier and I set up various floor arrangements around town while workers hired by the palace set up stalls around town. Every day has been filled with errands like this. I return to the palace, so exhausted I barely make it to bed before I fall asleep. Mood. But it is worth it. Chevalier throws the banner up to Waltz, who begins nailing it to the beam. And got it. Chevalier gestures dramatically. Citizens of Angel, behold, a beautiful spring festival banner. Hearing whistling as Chevalier steps down. It is rather impressive banner, filled with so many colors and signatures, it is impossible to make out the coherent design. I suppose it has sort of a chaotic charm to it, though. I hear the banner was your idea? Fritz appears behind me, though he is here as my security. He seems at ease, relaxed. It was. It is a small thing. I imagine the citizens would disagree with you. The two of us watch as Waltz floats back down to the stage, using his magic. He snaps his fingers, causing confetti to rain down from the sky. The audience applauds again. Why are you looking at me like that? It's nothing. I was just thinking that I'm glad I get to see you smile like this. Aww, baby Fritz. When I first met you, I thought you always looked so sad. I wanted so badly to make you smile. Not being able to made me feel incompetent. Fritz, you could never be incompetent. The reason I was the way I was, it was because of Mother. I'm so sorry. My dog is whining. She's got crackhead energy right now. Sophia? I don't know, man. There might be like a little pause in between as she starts barking, so until she comes out, I'll like pause it and then resume recording, so there may be a little weird pause. So I apologize for that. But yeah, so let's continue. I can acknowledge that now, even if it still hurts. Fritz smiles. It helped leaving the palace all those years ago, didn't it? I hate to give Laura any credit, but it did. I did not realize the emptiness in my life stemmed from loneliness until Chevalier taught me the value of connecting with others. I'm glad you and Sir Chevalier found each other. I am too, and I'm glad you found your way back here too, Fritz. I owe it to you that I'm here, Princess. He glances one more time at the makeshift stage before turning to the crowd. I'm on duty now, but I'll see you around. Of course. Take care, Fritz. And you as well, Princess. With one last bow, Fritz disappears into the crowd. The moment he leaves, I notice two familiar faces pushing toward me. Lance and Claude. Oh no, damn it. And Lance. Who's that? I've been looking for you. Ah, no, I must have been Denise. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're surprised not to see you on stage. It's been a busy week, but neither of them look worse for wear. I decided to let Chevalier Waltz do the honors. Maybe we were using magic to hang things out. Oh, I've never seen you use a magic for convenience before. After being forced to leave Mr. Broom, Lucette said she didn't want to charm objects. And my opinion hasn't changed. I'm gonna stop and repick this up. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I am back, and let's start this again, and hopefully my dogs will be healing souls now. Who knows, you know? And my opinion hasn't changed. I'm never commanding an object to do my bidding. The last thing I need is another overbearing sentient object in my life. And he laughs. Mr. Broom would be heartbroken if you were to say that. that, Princess. He really misses you. Well, I don't miss Mr. Broom. Most times, I do wonder sometimes if I had to bring Mr. Broom to the palace. For nostalgia's sake, nothing more. Where are the Burgundian princes? Weren't they with you too earlier? Oh, we lost them. Anise laughs. Or rather, we left them. I doubt they even noticed you're in the middle of an argument. Yep, as they usually are. It is things like this that make me glad I grew up an only child. That sounds like them. And Rod? He's meditating, or trying to. I'm so sorry, I always get the voices mixed up. Because like the voices, should I just talk in like one voice the whole time? Let me know, because I love to say that I record these back to back, but honestly I take some time away from them, or I'll record them back to back, and then it'll be a while before I finish the last one, so. It wasn't going too well, so Emily and I decided to leave it behind you. A wise decision, I'd say. To find Chevalier standing by my side. Good afternoon, ladies. He leans down and plants a kiss on my head. Good afternoon, my beautiful queen. Back to calling me queen, I see. I sigh, but I can't help the smile on my face. Thank you for your hard work, Chev. It is, as always, an honor to serve sweet Lucette. We all glance back at the stage where Waltz and Sin are performing impromptu magic for the still gathered crowd. So this marks the beginning of the spring festival then? Just about. The royal family will be giving speeches tomorrow, then the celebrations officially start. Emily looks at me hopefully. Want to practice our speeches tonight, Lisette? If you don't mind practicing after my magic lesson, then I don't mind. You must be so exhausted, Princess. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Anise fidgets. If you need anything with fatigue, I might have a few things on my shelf. Undoubtedly, you always have exactly what everyone needs, Lady Anise. I have to thank you for gathering those remedies for me on such short notice, too. When I give him a quizzical look, Chevalier smiles and shrugs. Is there a reason you're not telling me who they're for? It's a surprise. Fine, but I expect you to tell me later. Your wish is my command, beautiful Lucette. Speaking of commands, Emily tilts her head. Is there not a council meeting happening today? Emily is right. There's one last meeting before the festivities start tomorrow. Today is, thankfully, the last day we discuss taxes. I stifle a sigh. You're right. I should make my way over there. Allow me to escort you, lovely princess. I've barely seen you all morning. If you insist. I turn to Anise and Emmeline. Will you two be alright here without me? Of course. I'll see you at the palace, Lucette. Have a good meeting, Lucette. I'll see you tomorrow. After saying her goodbye, Chevalier and I depart. Chevalier accompanies me back to the palace. I expect him to return back at the gates, but he follows me through the corridors. Chev? Yes? Is there a reason you're still following me? I said I would escort you. I stopped in front of the throne room doors. But you have. We're here. Then let's go in, shall we? Chevalier opened the doors before I could protest. I don't know if you guys can hear that. They're playing with the dog upstairs. And she's kind of loud. She's a big pupper. She's an adorable pupper. Really huge. So, I apologize. I think it's going to be a little loud. Finishing up this video, so my apologies. Most of the counselors are already seated, though the meeting has yet to begin. All eyes on us as we enter. Good afternoon, Lord Counselors. I am humbled to be in your presence. My father, who's sitting at the head of the table, looks up and smiles. It's good to have you here, Sir Chevalier. Jurian and Garland, who are sitting on either side of him, look equally as unsurprised to see Chevalier. A long time no talk. It's good to see you again, Sir Chevalier. The Honorable Knight of Caldria. No, it is my pleasure. Chevalier makes his way over to the table. Baffled, I trail behind him when we are seated. I turn to him and hiss under my breath. What is happening? Remember that discussion about politics we had with the princess the other day? I nod. Well, later that night, as mutually Majesty thoughtfully extended an invitation to sit in on a council meeting, I couldn't refuse him. Let me guess, you did not tell me any of this because you like surprises? Chevalier beamed at me. Right on the nose, Princess. I wanted to surprise you by showing up as an unexpected advocate. While I appreciate the support, many of the counselors are Chevalier's patients. They're already critical of him. How will they receive him when he's out of his element? Eventually, when the chamber is filled, my father stands and announces the start of the session. Good afternoon, lords and ladies. For the last few weeks, we have been discussing raising taxes. Today, I call you here for one final discussion. The heated talks resume immediately. I spare a glance at Chevalier, who is watching the proceedings quietly. It is only after one counselor makes a point that higher taxes would allow for us to invest in more expensive amenities and healthcare that he shifts in the seat, looking suddenly discontented. Chevalier has always been adamant about making things affordable for others. Alright, we are going to encourage Chevalier to speak. I lean close enough to whisper in his ear. You ought to share your opinion. I know you have one. The king would not have invited you here if he did not want you to participate. Chevalier shifts to address my father. Permission to speak, Your Majesty? Please, Sir Chevalier. Chevalier argues that increasing taxes to invest in more expensive amenities will only be effective if their prices are lowered so that they are affordable to others. Taxes might be helpful if we consider subsidization. Chevalier makes the topic a more multifaceted one. Having been directly impacted by such decisions, he has a more intimate understanding of how they affect the common citizens. The table is quiet after he speaks, but it is to much my relief, not a hostile silence. Well said, Sir Chevalier. Bless you. There's little use in forcing the citizens to pay more for amenities they will not be able to afford, but if we were to lower the prices... The discussion continues on a more productive tangent. Chevalier leans toward me and speaks in a near whisper. Thank you, Princess. It's so weird whispering. It's like I'm doing ASMR. For what? You know what for. He squeezes my hand under the table. Chevalier's always prioritized listening, but he needs to learn to speak up too. If I can be the one to teach him that, I will be content. Eventually the conversation draws to a close, and Father declares the taxes will not be raised. However, our talk has brought up many new issues that will need to be discussed in more detail, namely the accessibility of healthcare. It will be a complicated discussion, but it promises to be a fruitful one. When the meeting finally draws to a close, Chevalier deflates in his chair. I am in awe that you do this nearly every day, Princess. No, I couldn't accept it. You become accustomed to it, but you did very well for your first time. Really? I feel like I might have rambled. You brought up very important issues. You give me too much credit. You're the wise, fearless one who always speaks her mind. And today that was you. I'm proud of you, Chev. Chevalier's responding smile is tired and grateful, and it warms my heart. Sir Chevalier, as present, one of the counselors wanders over to us. Ah, Lord Rem. As Chevalier knows him, Lord Rem was feeling his patience. I prepared myself for a barb, but Lord Rem just smiles. You were brilliant today. He clears his throat. I wanted to apologize for mistrusting you. The medication you prescribed is a miracle. It's only been a couple of days, but I feel significantly less tired. Ah, the herbal remedy. I'm relieved to hear it. I thought it might be easier on your body. Herbal remedy? Is that what Chevalier and Denise were discussing earlier? You thought correctly. I apologize for doubting you. I assume the remedies you recommended were backorder substitutions. Just because something is more expensive, that does not make it the superior solution. True though, I have bought so much more expensive things because I thought it would be, and I miss it. That's just, I think that hurts the most, you know? Because you pay for the price that thinking will be and it isn't. Anyway. So I'm learning. Thank you, Sir Chevalier. I look forward to my follow-up visit. Lord Rem gives a formal nod before walking away. I turn to Chevalier. So the medication you needed to town the other day. I was shopping by Anissa's pharmacy, yes. I thought the best way to prove I knew my practice was to show it, so I recommended more natural cures and remedies. I think you may have found your path to acceptance. I hope so, Princess. counselors can clear out the room, we are approached by Julian and Garland. You handled yourself well there, Chevalier. That's high praise coming from the ever-collected commander of Caldera? Garland smiles. She is ever-collected, isn't she? Except for when flowers are called terrible. Oh my gosh, I love them! Lan, we're not talking about that here. Oh, what's this about flowers? It's nothing. It's official knight's business? The two speak at the same time. Julian shoots Garland a look. He just responds with a sheepish smile. I clear my throat. Will you two be attending the festival? Of course, when we get the time off. Well, Garland said, we will never miss the festivities. I'm sure going out together during the festival would make for an excellent date. This is not a date. I wonder if this one they just started dating. It's so cute. It takes an effort to keep myself from laughing. Julian can assist all she likes, but it's no secret that she and Garland spend every moment of their free time together. Our conversation with the knight is cut short when Father calls on them to discuss palace security. I am so sorry. I don't know if you guys can hear that. My brother and my dad are playing football against each other right now on the Xbox. I apologize. After saying our goodbyes, Chevalier and I excuse ourselves. The day is full of pre-celebration preparations. Emmeline returns to the Three Princess, and together we discuss the week's planned festivities. Eventually, day bleeds into night. I found myself walking down the corridor with Chevalier, who insisted on accompanying me to my magic practice. The last time he sat in on practice, he cheered so ceaselessly Delora threw him out. Hopefully we do not have a repeat of that incident. The two of us make our way to the usual spot. I sense a buildup of a spell as soon as we step through the trees and ready my own shield of defense. Delora's ice shoots toward my barrier and harmlessly shatters against it. Hello, Delora. Good evening, Your Highness. She raises an eyebrow at Chevalier. Hello, Casanova. Lady Delora, such a tranquil night, isn't it? I hope you don't plan on ruining it with all of your chattering. The voice is familiar, but I'm still shocked to see Cinna sitting in the shadows at the edge of the clearing watching us. Tiny Lord, what a pleasant surprise. It's been a while. I just saw you this morning. Cinna stands up and steps towards us. Hello, Princess Isette. Hello, Cinna. I eyed him suspiciously. Are you here to criticize... Fuck, I did the wrong voice. Are you here to criticize my magic? Cinna does not respond immediately. He crosses his arms and looks away, and mouth pulled into a taut frown. Keck out your tongue, Cinnamon. I was just thinking. Cinna looks up. I was thinking about how it might be beneficial to train together. Delora grins. I'd appreciate being given credit for my ideas, Cinna. Cinna grumbles. You may have mentioned it before. Why would you want to train with me? I was thinking about how Hilda and Faye grew up friends but became distant over time. And I was thinking that perhaps if Faye had not left Hilda alone in the dark for so long, war wouldn't have happened. Perhaps if they had remained close, things would have ended better. I do believe he's asking me to be your friend, Princess. I'm here to train and not make friends. I suppose we can train together for practical reasons. Delora snorts. You two really are cut from the same cloth. But enough banter. Let's get this show on the road. Chevalier seats himself on a tree stump as we begin our lesson. It is strange to practice side by side with a fairy. When I was first learning, I used to practice with waltz, but this is not like that at all. For Cinna, it feels like a lesson. Less like a lesson, more like a balancing act. When he first came to Angel, I was convinced he would never get along, but... Princess, watch out! I glanced out just in time to see a root break through the ground. I burn it to cinder before I can wrap around my butt. That's cheating, Delora. All's fair during my magic lessons. Now, maybe I think Sin and I are finally going closer. We continue our lessons for the next hour, only stopping when Delora calls an end. Alright, that's where we end today, kids. Tonight. Blech. I don't want to exhaust you the day before your performance. Me? Exhausted? Never. Cinder crosses his arms, but it does little to hide the rapid rise and fall of his chest. Oof. I could have gotten on for another hour. Sure, then let's pretend this is my breaking point. She turned towards me. Good job tonight, Lisette. You and Cinna work well together. I agree, you are very talented, Tiny Lord. Cinna smirks. I am, aren't I? Damn, he really is cocky. Glances at me. You're not bad either, Princess. Not bad as a praise. High praise coming from the Lucius Bearer. Delora claps her hands. Alright, time to wrap things up. We will see you tomorrow, Lucette. Chevalier. After packing up her supplies and bidding us one final goodbye, Delora heads in the opposite direction toward the tavern. Cinna does not follow. He stands in the middle of the clearing, suddenly looking indecisive. I have a question for you. Ooh, a question. It's about my cousin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you were both there when Faye passed away, right? I hope this isn't going to make me cry. I feel like it is. Beside me, Chevalier inhales sharply. Unthinkingly, I reach out to squeeze his hand. Squeeze. Fuck. That's correct. Why? Cinna shuffles on his feet. I didn't know Faye very well. Most of my correspondence with her was through letters, but the letters were rare. I think it was because she wanted to hide my identity during the war. I used to hate her for keeping me in the dark. Cinna curls his fingers into fist. I used to think she thought I was incompetent. When she died, I came to Angel to prove that wasn't true. I told myself I wouldn't make the same mistake she did. I told myself I would be decisive, that I wouldn't let the Lucius lure me to a false sense of calm. Cinna's shoulders slump. I have no idea who I'm trying to prove myself to anymore, now that Faye is gone. I can't even compete with her memory because I barely knew her. Cinna's eyes flick up towards us. Delora told me she died protecting you from a witch, she said. He looks at Chevalier, who deflates beneath his gaze. And she said you tried to save her. Delora won't tell me about her final moments, so I don't want to press her, but you want to know what Parfait was like in the end? Yeah. Chevalier's grip on my hand is heartbreakingly tight. I'm gonna let Chevalier answer. I know I heard this was for Chevalier. He knew Parfait better than I did. She was one of his patients, after all. This is why he can tell Cinna more about her than I ever could. I squeeze his hand again. It is a silent consolation, my way of showing him that I am here. She kept telling us not to fuss in the end. His words were soft, just an octave below a whisper. The witch who killed her was obsessed with Hildur. He wanted to bring her back. Anyone who stood in his way he viewed as an obstacle to be destroyed. Chevalier sighs. Parfait knew he was hurting inside. When he killed her, she apologized to him. She said she was sorry Hildur never appreciated him. I killed the witch who stabbed her, but it didn't matter. The wound he inflicted on her was fatal. But even as she lay dying, she told us everything was as it should be. Lady Parfait put her life on the line without hesitation. She told me all the time that she was trying to make up for her mistakes. That's why in the end, I don't believe she had any regrets. It was the greatest honor to be able to help her. Oh my god, my heart! Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. I miss Parfait. I know she's in Claude's route. I can't remember who else's route she's going to be in, but she was the best. For a few minutes, the forest is silent. The only sound, the gentle rustling of the leaves and the sway of the grass beneath our feet. When Chevalier shivers, I wrap an arm around his shoulder. He promptly leans into me. Eventually, Senna speaks into the quiet. Thank you for trying to save my cousin and for being there with her till the end. I can't imagine the courage it took for her to hold on to her ideals and morals, even in the end. Lady Parfait was the strongest, kindest person I knew. One of the kindest, strongest people I knew. Yikes. I'll be forever grateful I could be one of her friends. words. Me too. Parfait believed in me from the beginning. I will always be grateful for her patience and kindness. Neither she nor Delora gave up on me. Instead of leaving me to stew in my own anger, they rescued me. It was a drastic solution, perhaps even somewhat heartless, but it forced me to see things as I never had before. Cinna angles his head slightly, his eyes trained on the stars above us. And then he smiles. It appears as if I've got my work cut out for me if I want to measure up to her. Yeah, you do. Oh my god, get it, Cinnamon? Chevalier straightens. Cinna, you are every bit as inspirational as Lady Parfait. I have no doubt she'd be proud of you. Oh. You know, Chevalier, you're not so bad. Did you just call me by my name? Cinna turns away with a grumble. There's no need to get so excited about it, old man. Even though he's turned away from us, I can see a smile on his face. I'll see you both tomorrow. Thanks for tonight. His goodbye is brisk. He disappears through the trees before we can respond. How strange that speaking about Lady Parfait tonight was almost therapeutic. Talking about her brings her back, even if it's just for a little bit. When we talk about it this way, we can fashion her into a hero, as someone who made us and the world a better place. It's the least she deserves for her sacrifice. Sage words, princess. Chevalier lifts my hand to his lips and kisses my knuckles. Thank you for your support. Always, Chev. After savoring the quiet of the forest a little longer, we make our way back to the palace. The next day we wake bright and early for the first day of the festival. The palace halls are emptier than usual. Many of the staff taking time off to enjoy the festivities. A miniature stage has been erected outside the palace gates. For the last 30 minutes, we were all given brief speeches about the prosperity of AMGL and our hopes for the future. Rod and I have already given our speeches and are waiting in the back of the stage for Emmeline, who is in the middle of addressing the crowds. As always, she overthought how difficult this would be. Emily is the most charismatic of all of us. Why would she ever think she was bad at this? Brad shrugs. She gets nervous about disappointing people. Probably the audience encouraged these. Sometimes I think about the troll training to be a queen would have had on her. The troll training to be a queen would have had on her. Oh yes, the trolls. He looks at me thoughtful. You're kind of under pressure. Emily never has been. Thank you? Brad scoffs. Why do you sound so confused? It was a compliment. The stage creaks as Emmeline approaches. She sighs softly. Oh, thank God it's over. Did I sound okay? Of course you did. You got the best reception of any of us. Someone even threw flowers at you. Emmeline shakes her head. Oh no, that was Lance. He's so supportive. I love it. Prince Lance? I did not miss him standing by the front of the stage, speaking at Emily the entire time. He was clearly enamored with her. I heard from Mother that he came by to surprise me with a bouquet this morning, but I was already gone. So he threw it at you on stage. Rod sighs. If Chevalier is here, he'd make a comment about how romantic this is. It's a good thing he's not here. Were you less nervous having him in the audience? You know, now that I think about it, yeah. Lance said he gets nervous on stages too. He was giving me advice last night. Was he? Yes. Well, that was kind of him. God, is the overprotective big brother. Cheers from the audience break apart our conversation. The king calls all of us to the front of the stage, and together with Ophelia, we announce the beginning of the festival. Before, I shunned the idea of participating in these speeches and events. Now, looking at all the smiling faces, I cannot help but be glad that I'm here. My eyes snag on a familiar face in the audience. Chevalier stands at the front waving at me. His most excited pupil, the young boy he saved all these years ago, stands beside him as well waving. Chevalier told me yesterday that recently the boy's been allowed to visit the palace to watch him work. He also cleans the Chevalier when we are wandering in the town. Chevalier always talks about bringing me out to spend time alone together, but he is so well liked by others that it's often difficult to find that time. I cannot possibly be disgruntled about the situation. I can never be be irritated that people are warming up to Chevalier. As soon as I'm able to, I descend the stage steps and head for Chevalier's people. They basically have the same haircut. They have close-ish hair colors too. I dig it, I dig it. You were spectacular as always, my lovely princess. As always. The boy parrots the words and laughs, then he looks at Chevalier. I told my ma I would meet her after the speeches. See you later, doctor, princess. The boy runs through the crowds, leaving Chevalier and I to speak to the amassing crowds. I greet townsfolk with handshakes and greetings while Chevalier speaks more conversationally. The minute we have a moment to breathe, I grab Chevalier urgently by the sleeve. I just remembered the magic show. Why do we plan for it to happen so soon after the speeches? I pull Chevalier along before he can protest, but of course he doesn't. He just smiles and laughs, and when I pick up my pace, he lifts his arm through mine and begins skipping down the street. Come on, to Her Highness's magic show. His cheers is contagious. Soon I find myself skipping alongside him, trying not to laugh as we nearly trip over each other's feet. How sweet! Oh my gosh. The magic show is a huge success. Waltz is ever the charismatic performer. He weaves stories as we perform, talking about a time where witches, fairies, and humans got along. Sin and I take turns performing magic tricks. The witches and fairies drew their magic from different sources. It was equally vibrant and beautiful. They could make flowers bloom. I concentrate on the stage and flowers begin to push through the planks. It changed the weather. Then I snapped his finger like a cool breeze whistled past, bringing with it droplets of water that scatter like rain. It set a warm fire for the whole night. Walt spreads his hands and a bright fire rises before him. The audience gasps as the flames rise like an evening balloon. The spectators applaud again and again and again until the show's over and we all bow. At the end of it, I am breathless and excited, and also relieved. No one shrunk away from my magic. No one was scared of me. No, there was nothing but wonder in the audience's eyes. Afterwards, Walt turns to me and said with a bright smile, "We both worked so well together. You were great." Cynic grins. I knew training together would be a good idea. I resist the urge to roll my eyes, but I'm smiling. Likewise, Walt. We should do this more often. Walt blinks at me. More often? He laughs. I would love to have you both up here with me in the future. He raises an eyebrow. Any chance you want to continue on to the next performance? My students are performing, but I'd appreciate the backup. No. Cinna shakes his head. They're selling special baked goods today. I want to buy one of everything before they run out. Oh, weren't there cinnamon rolls with special frosting? Cinna scowls. Maybe. It's not as if I know about that. Aww, that's so cute. I wonder if her maid's favorite food was also parfait. With a huff and a backward wave, Cinna rushes off the stage and into the crowd. After which she falls asleep at his next show, I too leave the stage. I look for Chevalier in the scattered crowd and find him standing by the fountain, talking animatedly to the musicians. Yes, that's the piece I'm thinking of, the one with the uplifting music. As I approach, the band begins to play a song. It's a jubilant tune filled with playful chords and soaring vocals. The minute the music picks up, the surrounding crowd begins to clap and cheer, and soon there are citizens standing in the plaza, hands pressed together as they twirl in place. The sight takes my breath away and I pause to admire. I've never seen this kind of dancing before. It's unlike the sport dancing I'm accustomed to. There are no steps, only movements, and intoxicating energy. I do not realize I have wandered towards the center of the circle until someone, a stranger, grabs my hand. At first I falter. I do not know the sense of the moves. But then I realize it does not matter. I let myself twirl and spin and laugh, and by the time I twirl to another dance partner, I barely remember that I am dancing. It continues like this for some time. I dance with multiple people, most strangers, and I do nothing about my duties. Today I'm merely a citizen of Angel. And then it's not just strangers I'm dancing with, but familiar faces. Well met, princess. Well met, Claude. Where's your brother? I just like, shh. Sorry, my dog. Claude takes his head to the side. I follow his glance to the outside of the circle where I see Emily twirling the lips. They only have eyes for each other. They never so much as glance in our direction. I don't think they'd understand the rules of this dance. They haven't changed partners at once. Careful, Claude. Your jealousy is showing. Claude sighs. You're as delightfully blunt as always, princess. We separate on the next floor and I find myself dancing with others. Julian and Garland, Rod, even Senna at some point. Though he only enters the dance long enough to tell me about the next one. Oh, that's me. I become lost in the crowd and toss from one person to the next until finally. Hello, my lovely princess. May I have this dance? Chevalier steps forward, grasping at my hand and pulling me to his chest. He smiles at me rakishly. He may. The two of us twirl around each other, fingers laced. I'm assuming you meant for this to happen. The dancing? I saw a band setting up and couldn't resist recommending a song. They play this every year, you know, and I thought after such an exciting magic show, the audience might want to let out some pent-up energy. I've never seen dancing like this before. Chevalier laughs. It's not special. Really, it's the person you're dancing with that makes it special. Is he gonna propose? Though, I've seen you have had a number of dance partners already. Are you jealous? Hardly. I want everyone here to appreciate your charm. It picks up and everyone's footwork abruptly changes. Before I can adjust, I misstep and trip on Chevalier's foot, but before I can fall, he catches her! I'm slipped off my knee and there are suddenly sturdy hands beneath my legs. This is very, very familiar. Could you not just grab my hands? All this pomp is unnecessary. I can feel everyone's eyes on us. Chevalier just laughs. I suppose I could have, but I think I prefer this. I've noticed knight in shining armor, but when I hold you like this, I feel like your hero. Chev, you don't have to be any of those things. I love you just the way you are. Chevalier's expression morphs, the shock so clear on his face it makes me laugh. What's wrong? You said you love me. You act as if I haven't said it before. Every time you say it, I'm shocked anew. I will never ever stop being awed that you find me worthy of a princess. Truly, I'm the luckiest man in the world to have you. Yes, you are. I cup his face in my hands long enough to give him a quick kiss on the lips. Chevalier puts me down and I grasp his hands. He lifts with a couple around us. In that moment, there's just the two of us and I can forget the stares of the crowd. And I'm the luckiest princess having you. I held out my hand. Now, shall I go find a last showy dance partner or will you dance with me once more? Chevalier beams. I shall be your partner forever and always, princess. I'll hold you to your word. Once again, I lace my fingers through his. This time, I do not let go of his hand, and though we are surrounded by people, it feels like we're the only two people in this world. Two stars revolving around each other, and I would not have it any other way. Is that the end? Aww. I was kind of hoping for a proposal. Oh, alright, never mind.